He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is not another shooting show. We go to... I don't know. Oregon. Bend, Oregon. Sorry. Where a man accidentally shot himself in the leg and then crashed his car as he drove to the hospital.
Oh, fuck.
This is actually an old story. It showed up in my search from 2020. August 10th of 2023 was the story, but the story's great, so that's why I'm using it. The man returned to his apartment after going shooting with a friend on August 8th of that year. The two drank bourbon and cleaned their guns. Now,
don't clean your guns.
Don't clean your guns. The drinking bourbon and cleaning guns was not the problem. It was the fact that they cleaned guns. That's when the man accidentally fired his weapon into his thigh. He tried to drive himself to the hospital, but became unconscious and crashed into a pillar in a parking garage near the hospital. His friend with him at the time called for help. The man was lying on the ground as a security worker tried to help him. An officer applied a tourniquet to his injury. An ambulance took him to the hospital's emergency room. Yeah, so don't clean your guns, folks. Just stop cleaning guns.
It's extremely dangerous.
Yes, it's incredibly dangerous. Honestly, it's probably less dangerous to drink bourbon and clean guns. Well, no.
Yeah.
It's not less dangerous because you're still cleaning a gun. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
The introduction of alcohol is not making it worse, I don't think.
No. As every cop has shown us, it's not about the alcohol consumption. It's the manipulation and cleaning of a firearm.
Oh, man. I had a class yesterday, a permit class, and I didn't put this in the rundown, but I just thought of it now, and I should have put it in the rundown. I had a gun immediately not work. What do you suppose the model of handgun it was that did not work immediately?
Glock 19.
No.
Smith & Wesson?
No.
High Point?
No.
Springfield?
No.
6 Hour?
Well, no.
CZ?
No.
Jesus.
Think FUD.
Oh, 1911.
Yes.
Kimber?
1911 did not work. However, we cannot blame Kimber or the 1911 for this because it was a metal framed gun that was lacking lubrication in a big bad way. Metal frame guns, in my experience, need lube more often than polymer striker fired guns do, or just anything with plastic and metal. There's less drag. The metal on metal. My Beretta completely died in an intro class one time, and I looked at it and I'm like, oh, that's why. It's dry as the Sahara. Like, there's absolutely no lubrication on this pistol whatsoever. And the slide wouldn't cycle. So,
yep.
And it was a 9mm 1911 on top of it, so it didn't have the extra stank to make it, like, every time it fired, it wouldn't close all the way, and you'd have to tap it. And that's why I, have gun medic at my class, because here's the thing. I've never owned a 1911, and I didn't know how to take the slide off. I know it's the slide stop pin, kind of like a CZ, but I couldn't get it to come out. So I just said, fuck it. And I, gun medic to the rescue. You just squirt it in there. It gets everywhere. Wipe it off. Good to go. His gun worked for the rest of the class. So that gun medic shit that Hoppies makes, it's great. Like, everybody should have a can of it laying around just in case you have a pistol go down. If you have a little thing of gun oil, that usually does the trick too, but it's like an aerosol can, so it like kind of blasts shit too. So it's a fine product in my opinion. Anyway, let's see. Moving on. I have another soap. I guess I got on a soapbox in our future interview that hasn't happened yet, right?
Well, we didn't talk about it in the interview.
We didn't? No, I got on a soapbox. I got on a soapbox when we were doing the interview. Never mind. So I want to talk about the stupidity of something. There was something that was posted in our Reddit, NASS, on Reddit. The headline of it was, speaking of cringe, and it's this dude in a gun shop and he has, I don't know how many for sure, at least 3 pocket knives or utility things on his belt. Now, I think he's being ironic and funny. I hope he is. But he's carrying an M&P compact with an extended magazine.
Right.
This is a thing that makes my ass itch every time I see it. You're carrying a compact pistol with an extended magazine. This completely defeats the fucking purpose of a compact pistol. Okay?
Right.
The fact that there are, I don't know if, actually, I think there are. I think, doesn't TTI, Terran Tactical, make Glock 19 extensions?
I'm sure they do. I don't know that I've seen ones that are specifically built that way, but I've definitely, I've seen what you're talking about, where people are like, oh, here's my Glock 19 with a +6 base pad on it, and you're like, well, why didn't you just put in the Glock 17 base?
Right.
Like,
exactly.
It is a very weird thing. I mean, this one's weird on multiple levels because, outside the waistband carrying a compact pistol in a holster that says, "Please steal me. I would like a new home."
Yeah.
But it is one of the most cringy things to see out in public. I've only actually seen open carry a few times, and most of them were in Iowa, weirdly.
Is it legal in Nebraska?
It wasn't for a while.
Okay.
So since constitutional carry passed, I guess it's technically legal, but I think it's still like a cultural thing that it's not something we do. We're what we call a polite people, and that would be causing a disturbance.
Open carry's been legal in South Dakota a long time, and you don't hardly ever see it. Every now and then you see some dipshit at Walmart or Hy-Vee with a it never fails. It's in a Blackhawk Serpa every time.
Oh yeah, it's either in a Blackhawk Serpa or it's in a Uncle Mike's Phobos cloth holster.
Yeah, I've never seen that, but I have open carried at a gas station while deer hunting before with either an M&P or a Beretta or a Glock, and every single time they were in an ALS. So
I accidentally open carried one time. Because I used to work at a gun range, and so I'd have my gun on because I worked at a gun range, and I had to I went to my grandparents' nursing home on accident, because my mom was like, "Oh, hey, can you pick this up?" So I ran over there and walked in, and I once I was in the door, I was like, "Oh crap!" So I pulled my shirt up and put it over it, weirdly hiding it the dumbest way possible, and got the thing I was supposed to get and went home. But that was the only time I've open carried in public.
Terran Tactical's website does have specific Glock 1923 mag extensions. I don't know if they're actually different. I don't think they are. I think they're just the 1722 magazine extensions. They're probably the same extensions because I think they're the exact same dimension on the bottom. But anyway, if you're carrying a Glock 19 with an extended magazine, stop it. Get a 45 or a 17 or a 47, and don't be a moron. that is all. Okay. There's not a good reason for it. Can you think of a good reason for it?
No, because I've been carrying a 23 round mag in my full size gun because I'm wearing a sweatshirt over it.
Yeah, but it's already full size. You're extending a full size gun. That's different.
Right. Exactly. And it's still stupid then. But if you're going to carry a Glock 19 with an extension, just carry Glock 17. If you're like, well, I want the extra rounds, carry Glock 17 and put a +2 on it or +3, and boom, you've accomplished the same task with a better gun.
Okay. I just got a really interesting text from Brucey.
Brucey,
just now.
What's Brucey saying?
For the Area 3 match. He said he forgot to tell me that GFP, that's the Game and Fish Agency building the range out by Rapid City, they will have 3 concrete vault toilets that are doubles, meaning 2 separate.
I thought you were going to be making friends.
No, they are. This is the best part. They are planning to install shelves in them and hooks to hang gear on, as well as a safe area inside.
Those fucking legends.
Oh, I know, isn't it?
I am
Safe area signage inside the toilets.
I mean, if it's a concrete shit house, like
it's a concrete vault toilet, like you're shitting in the ground or pissing in the ground, but like there's a ventilation pipe,
Yeah.
Keep the toilet closed; it won't stink in there. But they're putting a safe area inside the fucking vault toilet. Having been in them before, the ones that GFP builds, they're pretty good sized, and the fact that they're putting safe areas inside is genius. It's fucking genius. I happened to read it as you were talking, and I'm like, oh my God, that is so smart.
My distaste for your state is now slightly less.
Why would you have distaste for my state? You can have booby traps on your property in my state.
Because that's never gone poorly for anyone.
Nobody's done it, but I still need to do the research on that. Good help.
Yeah, because I remember in like an intro to law class that they were explaining like why booby trap laws exist, and it was like someone set up a shotgun trap on their back door, and like a 15-year-old like broke in and opened it and took a shotgun blast to the chest.
But the law in South Dakota says as long as it's marked or you're there to warn people, it's legal. Like, it's not just legal to have booby traps, period. They have to be marked.
Okay.
Or attended.
Okay. Yeah. Or attended
by a competent person.
So you can't just be drunk. Hey, fucker, don't open that door.
So basically, an adult who's not intoxicated to like warn people, excuse me, sir, if you go in that door, there's a tripwire shotgun in there.
Do it, bitch. Do it.
So just careful. Careful when you go in there. Okay. How cool is that? Safe areas in the shitter.
I'm all for it. It makes it more likely that I'm going to poop at the match than not, because I fucking hate ungunning and then
I know. And
it's annoying.
There's the title of the episode. Safe areas in the shitter. All right.
Shitter's full.
Noobs mag out. Jeff, what is this about?
So I took my brother-in-law shooting. He's shot shotguns a lot, but he's inexperienced with pistols, and he wanted to learn a bit more. And so I was training him with a CZ P10 compact, and I was going over all the things I could think of as whatever. And then because I'm ADHD and ramble a lot, I was like, oh, and by the way, there's some guns that like if you take the mag out, the gun doesn't work anymore. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, like, if the mag's out, this gun still works. Where some, like, if the mag isn't there, then the trigger doesn't work. He's like, I thought all guns stopped working when the mag was out. And I was like, oh, okay. I can see how you, and he explained, he's like, yeah, well, I've always seen, magazine inserted, gun does boom things, magazine taken out, doesn't do boom things.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that'd be a really bad thing to mess up. And so, yeah, because we've all been in a match. Well, I don't know if everyone's seen this. I have definitely seen it where someone takes the mag out, or I've seen it where they rack the slide and then take the mag out. And I've also seen them rack the slide without taking the mag out. And normally
magazine, then slide. Magazine, then slide.
As an RO, I normally yell stop at them. And I'm like, stop, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Let's figure out our process here. But no, it was one of those kind of like eye-opening moments for him that if you've ever taken a newbie shooting, the first thing they're like, I need every safety on this gun that's humanly possible, which is why the Smith & Wesson 380 easy or 9 easy, whatever one came with a grip safety,
both
a trigger
the EZs
safety.
Period come with a grip safety.
Yeah, well, they have the grip
because they're
safety,
single action hammer fired guns,
and they have the thumb safety, and they have all the safeties.
Yep, they have all the safeties.
And he's like, I don't know what and I'm like, dude, just keep it unloaded. Because there's a part of me that's like, I keep one loaded gun in my house, and it's my concealed carry gun, which I leave on my counter because I live alone. So I live in an apartment where it's unlikely that I will get broken into, but like, even if they did, I don't know, I'll fucking deal with it. But if I had a, or I'll leave a gun next to my bed with a magazine sitting next to it, and it's like, okay, mag and gun, rack it. All right, I'm ready to go. Took me 3 seconds. If it takes me more than 3 seconds, I should be punching or kicking.
Yeah,
is my theory. So I was just like, hey, bro, I understand. It's okay to be like scared of it. This is a very dangerous tool that releases small explosions in front of your face. I get it. Just let it be. And so, but it was one of those like, oh yeah, that's an interesting thing that I didn't know that newbies thought. But he was a newbie that was like, oh yeah, I thought mags inside of gun, or when a gun didn't have a mag in it, like it just stopped working. And it's like, nope, they still work very well, actually.
While you were talking, I replied to Bruce and told him, Jeff and I were recording when I received this. It's fucking legendary, and we immediately talked about it. So smart and awesome. And he said, I can't believe I forgot about that in my recap, because he had a meeting with the GFP guys on Friday. and he's like, I can't believe I forgot about that in my recap. It's the best case scenario for safety with them being inside 6-inch thick concrete. Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Like if somebody torches a round off in there, they're the only ones in danger.
Yeah, like, the only thing you got to worry about there is a spall of the round.
Still, they're the only one in danger.
Right.
Not anyone else on the range. Like, when stupid hurts stupid to being themselves, like, that's, Darwin in action. But when it's, at a safe table that's exposed, like, hey, why not have just concrete bunkers for safe tables?
Right.
Other than, expense, because concrete, used to be the most inexpensive thing in the world. And now it's so expensive, like pouring a little bit of sidewalk will cost you $5,000. It's ridiculous. But
yep.
My my parents were remodeling their house. They were redoing, there was this big concrete pad that they were tearing out and then redoing for some reason. I don't remember why exactly. But They didn't realize it was like a, I don't know, probably 20 feet by 10 feet. Nah, not 10, probably like 8 feet wide. It was solid concrete. And also, I forgot, it's like 2 feet tall. This little patio outside the front door. And it was solid concrete all the way through. The contractor ended up spending an extra day. Like, they thought they were just going to, like, rip it out because it was going to be hollow underneath. It wasn't hollow underneath. It was
damn.
Solid concrete 2.5 feet down to the ground. And, yeah, anyway. All right. Things we have to plug, because basically the way this started was, hey, Tanfo Timmy, can Not Another Shooting Show be the sponsor of your match if we plug, registering for your match? He's like, hell yeah. So Northwoods Showdown, May 2nd through the 4th, practicescore.com. These are all on Practice Score, by the way. The thing you want to search for on Practice Score is Northwoods Showdown. Great Plains section. Look for me, Jeff. I think it's sold out.
I think it only had like a couple spots left last week. So
last week there was only one squatted spot left. There were slots remaining, but
okay. Let's see. Great Plains section. We have got 0 openings
on the squad.
Yep, there it is, all red.
Yeah, everything's full. If you want to work it, we'll be able to get you in. But otherwise, it's going to be full. Josh is the match director, so email him. Leave me alone when it comes to that. Cornhusker Classic is June 7th and 8th. That is on sale. Are there any spots left for that, Jeff? Not many, if there are.
Let's see.
We could look when we're prepping. We could probably look this shit up.
Well, that wouldn't be fun. So there's 6 slots left for match day, and then some of the Saturday slots have options.
The thing on the registration page says 7 spots left, so it's pretty cool that the local level 2s are selling out so fast. I'm very excited for Area 3. That opens on March 1st. Very, very excited. I'm hopeful, especially its proximity to nationals. It's at the end of September, and then there's a nationals like 2 weeks later. So I'm hopeful that between that and just like everybody wanting to shoot an area match and, go to a cool new range out in the Black Hills, that we're going to have a pretty good on sale. So Area 3 is going on sale March 1st, 10 a.m., just like concerts back in the day. So I literally have been doing it like that, like concerts. It was always a Saturday at 10 a.m. back in the day. Now they're like throughout the week and pre-sale and, oh, if you got this credit card and this code and blah, 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 and bullshit. I liked it when it was like Saturday morning, 10 a.m., tickets go on sale. You call Ticketmaster and you hope you get tickets. And you hope they don't suck. Or you walk down to the grocery store that sold Ticketmaster tickets. That was a thing, too. I remember...
Back in my day.
Back in the 1900s, when we bought tickets to concerts.
You fogey.
Oh, fuck, I'm old. I remember going to the Econo Foods in Brookings, South Dakota, to buy tickets to No Doubt and Weezer in Minneapolis in 1997. I was so excited to see it. And I encountered a line like I could not fucking believe. I'm like, what is good? There's no way there's that many people in Brookings who want to go to No Doubt and Weezer. Not a chance. And I was correct. But it also happened to be the day Garth Brooks tickets were going on sale for Sioux Falls.
Yep, nope. You were not going to win that one.
Yeah. So I'm like, excuse me, I don't want Garth Brooks tickets. And they're all looking at me like, the fuck? I want No Doubt and Weezer. And which, by the way, was one of the best concerts I ever went to in the Target Center.
To make you feel even older, I played Buddy Holly for my gym because I control the music. Yes. And one of my students was like, who's this? And I was like, Weezer. And they're like, I've never heard of them. I'm like, shut up. I can hit you.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're like 15 years younger than me, but still, you know Weezer. Like, Weezer had hits when you were of age to know Weezer. Yeah. You know, they were a thing. But the Blue Album, their first album, was so good. Like, start to finish. That was a great, great album. It had Buddy Holly. It had the Sweater Song. It had Surf Wax America, which I played in the high school talent show with some buddies. All right. Also, patreon.com/notanothershootingshow. I was getting messages going, why did I get all these messages? You know what? I got all these messages of people saying, thank you for doing the show. And like, it was like Brian at Hunter's HD Gold and Craig Oakenfuss. And like, I don't want to leave anybody out. So I'm going to go scroll over. But we were getting all these really nice messages about how much they liked the show. And I'm like, what the fuck? Well, after the last time we recorded, you know, I was pretty well lubricated, like we usually are when we're done. And then I sent a message to all our Patreons because I was sort of blown away. And now I can't see what the original message was. Why won't it show me that? Jesus, this is so dumb. Oh, there it is. Okay. I had sent a thing that said to all of the patrons, Jeff and I just got done recording the Patreon episode, and I'm about to post. I looked at our Patreon and saw that there were 93 of you guys who paid for our show. Thank you. That is way more than I thought we would ever have. We are buying more gear and better audio access with that, so thank you again. And then that's why we were getting the nice messages from folks. Also, Eric and Guillaume, thank you guys also. Yeah, patreon.com/notanothershootingshow. $3.57 a month. You get an extra full episode of me and Jeff. After we're well lubricated, we do the Patreon episode. So
this is correct.
That's exactly how it goes.
I'm not drunk. You're drunk.
Well, now joining us on the show is a guy who is going to be doing something that no one else has done for like the last 9 or 10 years. The Iowa section match has traditionally been one of the best matches in our area of the country, in Area 3. It's always a good time, but for the first time in very, very long time, Scott Arnberg is not going to be the match director for it. This dude by the name of Ethan Settle is. Welcome to the show, Ethan.
Hey, Andy. Hey, Jeff. How you guys doing?
We're doing finer than frog hair. So whatever possessed you to... You're actually the section coordinator now, too, right?
I am, yes.
So whatever possessed you to do such a thing?
Well, I've been talking to Andrew and Scott for a while, and I kind of heard they had this desire to perhaps transition the sectional rather, to the next generation is the way I believe Scott put it to me. and kind of mulled that over, talked to some guys at the shop, checked with the wife, made sure I could offer myself up to that sort of time commitment. And I said, I think I'd like to do something like this. So keep it going. Like you said, the Iowa Sectional has been one of the biggest and coolest matches around here for a long time. And I thought it would be kind of fun to give a little bit back to the sport that's given me so much.
So do you feel any pressure?
Not really. Crossroads Shooting Sports, the shop that I manage in Des Moines, Iowa, indoor range, we've got a really, really solid group of guys here that are plugged into the competitive shooting sports, primarily USPSA, but some others as well. And while I've got the title of match director, it's really going to be a team effort of the guys here at the shop, as well as a slew of great volunteers from around here that are going to put this thing together. So I don't really feel any pressure. We've done a lot of events together at the shop here and put on a lot of matches, albeit smaller level ones. So I'm looking forward to this. I look at more of as opportunity than a challenge or something like that, if that makes sense.
Well, I'm going to straight up tell you, the first time I hosted Great Plains, I felt pressure. And I'm not someone who gets nervous very often. I felt pressure to make it as good or better than it was before. Not necessarily better. I just didn't want it to suck, because I'd only been running matches for a year at my local club when all of a sudden this landed in my lap. I wasn't the section coordinator, but I was, running the match. So I felt a ton of pressure. So I spent way too much autism on it and trying to make sure everything is as awesome and perfect as possible. But that's good. You have that confidence, though. How long have you been doing matches at your indoor range there?
We've got a guy by the name of Keith who is the match director here for everything at Crossroads. And so he's the one who got our club started before he roped me into shooting USPSA on the regular with him. But we've been hosting matches here probably since 2016, 2017. Arnberg and the Ankeny Ikes crew would come in here and run some winter matches. And then I believe it was around 2020 or 2021 that Crossroads affiliated as its own club. And then we've been doing matches here for the last 3-4 years.
Nice. So what have you learned so far about running a major?
One of the coolest things that probably gives me some of that confidence is how willing Scott has been to lend his time and answer any questions that I have. So just in conversations or texting back and forth with him, a lot of things about match flow, breaking up different stage design and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of components that really go into running a major, obviously. But I think at the end of the day, the core meat and potatoes of what people really want out of it are good stages and a fun shooting experience.
Yeah.
And so we've kind of what I've chose to do for the sectional this year is I've got a group of 4 or 5 guys, a design team we call them for the sectional, and we're just really digging in, trying to come up with some really cool stages and having a fun time working on it together as well.
And are you going to keep the same, like you said, the same meat and potatoes? So for anyone who hasn't shot Iowa section before, normally there's like a big stage because you guys only have 5 bays. So you have a big stage on one of the bays and then like a small one at the front of the bay. Are you going to keep that same format, or are you going to try to change that at all?
We're largely going to run with the same format. I think a lot of the stuff that has made the Iowa sectional so good in years past is what we want to continue on, maybe with just a little bit of different seasoning, if you will, on a couple aspects to kind of make it our own, but largely continued with the same format. Big stage, just like you said, a little bit smaller one. Some of those are due just to range and size constraints.
Yeah.
For those who have shot the match before. So we got to work with what we've got there. But, Andrew and Scott did a really cool thing for a long time, and they learned a lot of things, and they've passed those on. And if things are working, I don't see a reason to change it necessarily.
100%.
Have you had any staffing conversations yet?
Yeah. So one of the things that we've put in place already is Crossroads will be hosting an RO and a CRO course here. I believe the first weekend of April, and then I think around May 31st, June 1st for the CRO course.
Oh, yeah. I just posted that on the Area 3 Facebook. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So with some new faces and myself taking over as match director, we want to give a variety of people in the section an opportunity to grow in their involvement in the sport. So we want to get those RO courses out there. So those who have RO'd in the past maybe can bump up to the CRO, or those who haven't RO'd before can take a swing at volunteering and working a major themselves for the first time.
So you're doing both RO and CRO?
Yep.
And what are the dates again? So people who caught that quick, because CRO classes are rare. Like, they're harder to find because you have to be an RO, I think, for 1 or 2 years before you can, like, one entire year. Is it 2 years?
I think it's just a year on the USPSA's website.
But at the same time, there's not a ton of people looking for that as much as the RO class, so they are rare. But I will say, having taken both classes, the CRO class is better, like 100% better. At least mine was, because it gets into the nuts and bolts of stage design and what, stuff that makes it good and not good, and then things to look out for when officiating, and it was really, really cool. What are those dates again?
Yeah, the RO course should be April 4th and 5th. I believe that's the first weekend in April. And if you're making the drive out here, we're going to have a Sig Sauer vendor day at the range that Saturday as well, so you can make a whole weekend out of it. And then the CRO course should be May 31st and June 1st, a couple months later.
Oh, okay. So it is until later on in the... Because I was just...
Yep.
When is yours is April what? Oh, it's the same weekend as the one in... oh, no, it's the weekend before the one in Grand Island. Never mind. They've got... Oh, wait, no. They've got an RO class on the 5th, and then the following weekend they have one. Man, when it rains, it pours. They've got RO and CRO back-to-back weekends in Grand Island, and then you guys have one in Des Moines, which is... Looking at all of the ones that were in Area 3, there weren't really any. There's going to be an RO class, I know, up in Forest Lake this year. But anyway, okay. So is there anything specific you're planning on doing fun at the match? I don't mean that it's not fun. I mean, like, what's a flavor you're trying to put into it? Or are you just completely handing off stage design to other people?
Yeah, so I'm involved in the stage design, but the guys who are really working on it, Austin, Ben, and Cooper, they're going to be the main stage designers of the Crossroads design team for the match. But I've met with them a couple times already to kind of figure out exactly what we want to do with some of the stages. We're looking at maybe tossing in a prop or two that hasn't been out at the sectional for a while.
What? What? What are you talking about, Ethan?
Well, we've kicked out around a couple ideas. The Osceola table hasn't made an appearance, I think, at the sectional in a year or maybe 2 years now. So we were kicking around maybe bringing that one back. Also kicked around the idea of maybe bringing out the shaky bridge for
Jeff
a stage.
Loves those.
So we don't want to overwhelm the match with a variety of props. We want it to be just good, wholesome shooting.
I got two words for you, Ethan. Low ports.
I will stab you.
I've heard those are probably Jeff's favorite.
The first match we had for Great Plains, it wasn't that low of a port. It was like your typical, 8-foot wall, 6 feet tall, comes down 4 feet, and the port was at the bottom of the 4-foot wall. Jeff didn't like it, but
in Iowa section when I shot with the North Dakota boys, Scott had a prone out position, but the box was too small, and it was raining, and so it was it was a shit show.
That was a fun year.
I just fell. Like, I just fell onto my side and tried to keep my legs tight enough that I wasn't going to go outside the zone and shoot. And it worked out. My shoulder hurt afterwards, but that was the match I met Martin at.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was a while ago then, huh?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
My hatred for them has been long and steady.
Okay, so I interrupted you, Ethan. So Osceola table. What else?
Osceola table, that's one we kicked around. Shaky bridge. There's another couple props we've been messing around with the ideas on. Nothing finalized yet, but want to provide some unique challenges, but nothing that detracts from just good solid shooting.
I am strongly of the opinion that like every match, every major needs something kind of unique. I get bored when matches just, well, here's a bunch of stages like every other bunch of stages you go to at a bunch of stages. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say I really did a good job of that last year at Great Plains, but the year before when we had the cable wall, Jeff,
Yeah.
that it was on a quad pulley, so it wasn't just, you pull the lever and it goes up, or pull the cable and it goes up and it's wide open. Like you had to pull the cable out like 6-8 feet before the targets were exposed. And we were mostly just worried. I loved it as a prop because it was different. It was something I'd never seen before. But my Mr. Fix-It was scared to death because he's like, because I built it at first and he's like, you did a great job, but it needs to work 400 times. And I don't think it's going to work 400 times the way you built it. So I'm going to take it home and I'm going to do some different stuff. And he ended up doing a whole bunch, like completely had to add weight and more weight than I had on it and a whole bunch of other stuff. But I don't know. I think it's good to, like, don't be afraid to do something different. And if it sucks, like, people bitch about it. Here's the thing. People are going to bitch about your match, and they're going to tell you how wonderful it was, no matter how good or bad it is. So
Yep.
I'm a big fan of just trying new stuff, I mean, if you're going to be more conservative with your first one, that makes total sense. But at the same time, like, fucking send it,
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and like I said, we haven't quite finalized the stages yet. We've kind of weeded it down to a point where we've got 15, 16 good ones. Just got to go through the final weed down process and then pick what couple interactive props we want to mess with this time. So haven't quite decided if it's going to be one of those old original ones or if it's going to be something completely new. But I think we'll have something that'll be fun for everyone.
That's the thing that'll be hard, especially given your setup. For anyone who's never shot there, there are 5 bays. One of them is really, really big, and then the rest of them are, well, the other 3 are pretty big. I think the other 3 are 50-yard bays. Like one's a 100-yard bay, and then 3 50-yard bays, and then like a 25-yard bay. Is that right?
Yep. The 25-yard bay is, I believe it's a little bit wider than the 50-yard bays. So there's some unique opportunities there. And then the bay 6-ish, if you will, is just kind of into the side berm of 5.
Yeah. And then Chrono's usually on the side berm of 1. And then there's that stupid pond right in the middle. You got to walk all the way around after the first day. I hate it so much. Anyway, that's not your fault, though. That's just the range. Anyway.
The minor details.
Yeah.
Are you gonna stock the pond with fish?
I don't know what the board's direction at the Isaac Walton League is on that. I'm a member out there, but I don't know. I don't think that's a fishing pond, if I remember correctly.
I think that
Nolan and Jay disagree because they have both caught fish there.
Well, there's a pond out back.
Maybe it is.
At least
there's
Nolan
a big
has.
pond out back, like behind the big berm, the big back berm. There's another pond. I'm looking at it on Google Maps right now.
No, I didn't know that.
Like if you go all the way around, like where the speed chute is on the far right side, you go around, there's a much bigger pond that I didn't even realize was there. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, okay, Ethan, you're new to the show. Folks in Iowa know who you are. Nobody else in the country knows who you are. What's your deal? What do you so you work at a is it a gun shop or shooting range, or I've seen the jerseys at matches before.
Yeah, so I'm the general manager of Crossroad Shooting Sports. It's a 17-lane indoor range in north suburb Johnston of Des Moines, Iowa. Been here for over 5 years now, probably 5.5. Dabbled in shooting USPSA a little bit before I started working here, but then the last few years got got really involved in it. So, yeah, Crossroads is indoor range, full service gun shop, gunsmithing. If it deals with guns, we probably deal with it. So do a little bit of that here, and obviously it works out well because my hobby just kind of intertwines pretty seamlessly with work that way.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a good thing.
What's your division of choice?
Limited optics currently.
Ew. Brother, ew.
What? It's a magwell different between your division, Jeff.
I know. You're the bastard child of my division.
Hey, I'm the number 1 A-class shooter in the country. You shut your hole.
What about you, Ethan? Have you stomped our area director's dick in?
I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've had a chance to squat up with Andy yet. So we'll have to do that at some point here.
Are you B class, A class? What class are you?
A class in limited optics.
Oh! So
well, clearly I'm better because I'm 0.0022% away from master. So clearly I'm better than Ethan. Clearly.
Sounds like we got a showdown.
Yeah. So how long? Okay, this is gonna hurt me. How long have you been shooting USPSA?
I want to say I shot my first match in probably like December 2018, January 2019, somewhere around there. And then been shooting it really, really consistently for the last year and a half, 2 years now.
Ow, that does hurt me. Ow. Okay. Because I've been shooting for, although I started in 2015, which carry optics was a thing, but nobody was really shooting it yet. And I didn't start shooting it until 2020. It was like the last year it was not super popular, and then 2021 it exploded. It was getting popular in 2020, but by 2021 it was like everybody and their dog was like, oh, maybe dots aren't gay. Maybe I'll get one. It'll be fine. So what did you do? I was creeping your Facebook though. You've done some rifle shooting too though. And that's something we don't end up talking a lot about on this show. I shoot rifles. Jeff doesn't own one outside of ARs. What all rifle shooting have you done?
Yeah, so, and honestly, it was the rifle shooting to some extent that kind of catapulted me into shooting the USPSA a little bit more too. So I went, I'd always been kind of interested in the long range precision stuff, but was always a little bit apprehensive to give it a try for whatever reason. And I saw that a range up in the northeast part of the state, Decorah, Iowa, had a introduction to NRL Hunter type course. And for those who don't know what NRL Hunter is, it's a long range precision game, but it is you shoot all the stages blind. So you know what kind of targets you're engaging and how many and from what position, but you have no idea what that position looks like, and you have to spot the targets, range them, and engage them on the clock. Generally 4-minute stage. So I signed up for this course not knowing really what I was doing. Went up there, had a outstanding instructor, Jim C., and shot my first match, did pretty well, and I was pretty well hooked. But it didn't take too long after that I started dabbling a little bit in PRS, which I'm not nearly as good at. But I have a blast with that stuff, and traveling around and shooting that stuff, I was like, man, USPSA is right in my backyard.
Yeah. I
should be shooting this stuff too. I mean, it's more accessible trigger pulls, the gear equipment, that whole combination of the sport is such a lower bar compared to the precision rifle. And I love precision rifle, but we all know how expensive and quickly the shooting sports can add up, and it's even easier to do in the precision game.
Okay, so I am, like Andy said, I do not do rifle, period. If I was like,
he doesn't even know how a bolt works.
Correct, unless it's an infield with a bayonet. If I wanted to go make a PRS gun right now, what gun? What should I buy? What gun and what optic should I put on it, and what's that going to run me?
Are you asking what's the best, or what would be a sane amount of money for a newbie to spend?
Right. A newbie comes to you. They've got a credit card and poor spending skills, and they're like, I want to get into the sport. I'm not throwing together Daddy's hunting rifle and the scope that I found in Grandpapa's closet. Like, I'm going to go to the gun shop. I'm going to buy a gun for PRS, and I'm going to buy a scope for it. What am I buying?
And what caliber?
Yes,
that's
and
going
what
to matter
caliber.
a lot.
So probably right off the bat, going to be looking around the $5,000 price point.
Jesus Christ. Is that for everything or just the rifle?
That's going to be a bare bones setup. I mean, I'm probably skipping over maybe tripod and binoculars and stuff like that, or reloading equipment.
Oh my God, that made my ass itch. That's so much money to start. Oh my God.
You got two cheap motherfuckers that you're talking to right now.
I thought you were gonna say like $2,000, like for the. Oh my God.
I was prepared. I was like, okay, like the rifle's probably gonna be like $1,000, and then like the scope's gonna be like $1,500, and $5,000 out the door. I'm like, okay, well, okay. So what's that rifle?
Yeah. So if we're talking like off the shelf options, the two that we saw at the shop or really recommend people towards, one would be a Tika. Tika makes phenomenally accurate guns right out of the box.
That's what I've heard.
And there's a good bit of aftermarket support to put something like their CTR into a chassis option. And then the other one would be the Bergaras. Bergara's got a really good warranty and stuff on their barrels. They'll replace them if you shoot them out. The Bergaras are also a 700 action footprint. So 700 actions are kind of the standard in the long range stuff.
He's talking about the Remington 700, Jeff.
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure you knew.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I'm dumb. I'm not that dumb.
Okay. I didn't know how ignorant you were. I was just checking.
But the Bergara actions, those are really good options, and they come in a lot of them come in a mini chassis, if you will. So they have an adjustable comb or cheek piece on there. So that one sets you up pretty good out of the box. Glass-wise, pretty much everyone is shooting first focal plane and mils, not MOAs. Pretty much all the long-range game is in mils. Just a different measurement variety.
So you'd have to relearn math, Jeff.
Ooh, brother. Ooh.
Yeah. You'd have to learn Canadian math or European math.
All right. Okay. So
okay. And then glass, you do see at a lot of matches, you'll see a good amount of like Leupold Mark IV, Mark Vs out there. So that's like, you can get those in like the $1,300 to $1,800 price point, kind of ballparking it there. But glass can get out of hand real quick.
Oh yeah.
That's what I've been told.
I love my Zeiss optics. Those run like $2,500 on the shelf. But I mean, you'll see all sorts of insane optics. I mean, it's not uncommon to run into a guy at a match shooting a $4,000 or $5,000 piece of glass on top of his gun.
Jesus.
At what point, ballpark for me, at what point, because there is, it only gets so much better,
The diminishing returns.
Yeah, there comes a point where if you're spending $4,000 on a scope versus $6,000, okay, is that extra $2,000 really making a difference? Or, like, what's the sweet spot money-wise on a scope?
Yeah, I mean, diminishing returns is 100% the point. I mean, it's a lot like 2011s or carry optics in our game.
Completely disagree, but carry on.
Fair enough, to some extent. But the more you spend, it does get better, but at a lessening rate. So there's a ton of good options in the $1,500 to $3,500 price point. I mean, glass-wise, what you're paying for is the clarity, the coatings. Does what you're looking at really look like what it's looking at? What you're looking at distance, especially on far in low light, in foggy conditions. Match directors for that sort of stuff, they love to hide targets in the shadows. And so if you've got inferior glass, you might not be finding those targets. I ran into that on one occasion on a kind of a overcast morning, and they had all these crow targets up under these trees out in western Nebraska where I was shooting, and my binos had a little bit of a blue tint to the hue of the lens, and I never found the targets. The stage expired, and the RO was like, "Oh, they were under the tree," and I was like, "Yep, it just looked black under there."
That sounds like a match director that does that. That's like a match director in USPSA that does a memory stage. Like that's like such a dick. Although was that NRL Hunter though?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's different. Then they're supposed to hide him. Never mind. Okay.
Yep.
As far as caliber, off the shelf caliber. So we're not going to be talking about, like, I have friends who have the, oh God, what is the 6? It's 2 letters. What is that caliber?
6 PRC is pretty popular in some stuff right now.
It's the, is it GT? Is that it? Is that
Yep.
what I'm thinking of?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Like, that's not a thing you can just, like, go buy at Shields, really. Or do you carry it at Crossroads?
We don't. I want to say...
Does anybody make it?
I want to say that GA Precision out of Kansas City might manufacture or have something at least under their label in 6GT. But
Hornady makes some.
Yes. Yep. I think Hornady makes some, and I think GA Precision has a little bit under their label, something like that.
It basically looks like a 6 Creedmoor, though. Or it's a little shorter case than a 6 Creedmoor, I guess, is what I would like. Just looking at a picture of it, I'm not seeing it next to something, but kind of looks like that. What caliber do you shoot?
I just go kind of basic. I work with 6.5 Creedmoor. I don't reload, which is a little bit uncommon for a long range guy. But
yeah, that's some hot shit for PRS. Like, everybody's down to 6mm bullets now.
Yeah, it's not it's definitely not ideal for the PRS game. But getting into it, I just bought one rifle that gave me the opportunity to try both. It was definitely skewed a little more towards NRL Hunter. I kind of make it work when I shoot PRS, but it's definitely not the ideal caliber for that.
I learned from a friend of mine shoots it a bit. He's not a stud or anything, but he shoots it a little bit. I've asked him questions about it before. Hi, Dustin. And he was telling me one time how nobody really uses suppressors anymore in PRS. They're all using brakes because they're better than suppressors at mitigating recoil. Is that what you run as a brake as opposed to a suppressor?
Yeah, so I ran a suppressor for a little while, and then just after shooting a few matches, I was like, yeah, the brake, it definitely keeps you on the gun, keeps you on the target, and you could spot those hits or misses and correct on the next shot a lot easier. So yeah, the brake's kind of the way to go.
I hate brakes though. God, I hate them so much. Like, I hate being around them. It's not so bad when you're the one behind the gun, but if you're anybody else anywhere near the gun, they're absolutely awful. Just terrible to be around. And I used to be that asshole with the AR with the Michelin, competition comp on there. And I'm shooting, I'm just like zeroing a rifle, dicking around, and the guys next to me are like, "Oh my God. Oh, ugh." I'm like, "What?" I mean, it's loud, but like, guns are loud. What's your problem? It's terrible. And then I was finally next to it, and then, oh, now I understand. Yes, this is terrible. Absolutely terrible. But yeah, if it's better, it's better. The other thing I remember him saying was that a thing with the glass is you're paying for the ability to see misses is a big thing with your glass. If your glass isn't good enough on your rifle, then you won't be able to see that splash of dirt or whatever that lands next to it. Whereas it's there, it's just your scope may not see it.
Yep, that's I've 100% experienced that a few times, especially when you're shooting into a target that's in like tall grass or something, and you're basically looking for a little bit of parting in that grass or something just minute like that. I mean, dirt is obviously if it's dry, is the easiest backdrop to have because you could see that puff
Sure.
plume up, but if it's wet or grass or thick foliage or something, sometimes that could be pretty difficult. So that's where that glass quality really comes into factor.
Do you shoot anything that walks around?
So after shooting NRL Hunter for the last year, so I didn't grow up in a gun family or in hunting or whatever. I had a couple cousins and an uncle that hunted, but after I did all these NRL Hunter matches, I was like, I probably should go out and actually experience what I'm practicing for. So
you shot NRL Hunter before hunting?
Yes.
Wow. That's I never considered anyone doing that, but that's interesting.
No, I kind of had this ironic goal. So the NRL Hunter Grand Slam or National Championship in that league was in Iowa this past year, and I had a goal to qualify for it before I took my hunter safety course. So I was able to achieve that, and then after I shot that match, I was like, all right, let's go get the hunter safety done.
So I mean, I actually did take it as an adult with my nephew because I lost my card, and if I ever hunt in Colorado, I'm going to need a number, and mine I lost a long time ago. But like most of the people that I know and hunt with, like they all took their hunter safety when they were like 11 years old. So I'm not laughing that it's like if you're interested in hunting, by all means, go take a hunter safety course. Like it'll be a good thing. I'm not, but it like for a guy who works in a gun store, shoots NRL Hunter matches. It just sort of made the irony of it made me laugh that you had never hunted anything. So what you, I mean, you can't use a rifle in Iowa. Did you hunt Iowa or where did you hunt?
Just in Iowa here. Yep. Went out and tried coyote hunting, and then went out and filled a deer tag this year. So both those were pretty cool experiences.
Can you hunt coyotes with a rifle there?
Yes.
Oh, you can. Okay, it's just deer you can't.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, what? So you didn't grow up in a gun family. Now you do USPSA and long range rifle shooting. What was this? What got you into guns and shooting?
I had a next door neighbor that was a cowboy action shooter.
Cool.
Around the time that I was getting out of high school and going to college, and he would always be out in his driveway smelting the lead ingots into bullets and stuff, and reloading in his garage. And I would be outside or when I was coming home or leaving or something, and I'd go over and talk with him for a while, and we got to be good friends, and just being around him and being around the guns and stuff, I started to develop an interest in stuff. He was really disappointed I didn't buy a single action for our first gun and got a Glock instead, but we made amends and kept shooting together. And I had a couple other friends I grew up with that weren't necessarily into guns, but they had dads that were, and I started asking them questions, and it just I got hooked pretty quick, and it just kind of snowballed rather quickly from there.
Excellent. One question, because again, rifle idiot. What is the difference between a bolt gun and a gas gun? Like I know the mechanical differences, but like, where does a gas gun stop being good and a bolt gun starts being good?
Ooh.
When it comes to PRS.
Ooh. Oh, for PRS, yes. Very good question.
So
Andy can also answer with his ooh, but go ahead.
No, when it comes to PRS, I have no answer to this whatsoever. That's why good question.
So I might not have the most qualified answer, but from what I understand, the mechanical tolerances of the way the bolt gun works or interacts with the cartridge just allows it to be just precise to a different degree that the gas gun doesn't, if you will.
Okay.
If that's a fair answer.
Well, there's not. Is that tapping any gas off of the barrel? For one,
so
like that's a factor. There's somebody who actually knows rifle stuff listening to this is gonna be like, "You're an idiot." Yes, I am. But things I do know about, like the fact that it's tapping gas out of the barrel, like that's an issue. the way the bolt locks up on an AR versus the bolt on a bolt action. Like, you're literally dealing with a sealed chamber that does not move.
Right.
And especially in a PRS gun, like, you got a really fucking heavy barrel going out there.
Right. And so what range? So let's say Jeff's going to his first PRS match, and they're like, targets are at X range. What range is that where the gas gun isn't going to be able to compete at all with the bolt gun?
That's a good question.
I was going to guess somewhere around 800 to 1,000 yards.
I would say within that range too. You don't, at least
mostly just because of caliber selection, I think.
Yeah, and the gas guns have come quite far in catching up and stuff too. But you don't generally, in the limited PRS that I've shot, you don't generally see as many gas guns at the matches as well. But yeah, I'd probably say in that 8 to 1,000 range.
Okay, because I looked up that Daniel Defense makes a 6.5 Creedmoor AR-15, and I'm interested in the difference between, like you said, if it's at 800 to 1,000 yards, where this gun starts falling off, where the bolt gun keeps delivering. So, what's the longest shot you've made?
Ooh. That's a fun question.
So, in competition, I want to say somewhere around 9. There was a Nebraska Sportsman Series match that I went to last year. They had a mile challenge where they had steel out to a mile, and I didn't hit the plate during the side match or anything. But the guys who I knew the guys that were putting the match on, and I asked them. I said, "Hey, I just want to hit a mile. Can I hang out afterwards and take a few shots at it?" And it took about 8 or 9 shots to get the wind call right. And honestly, that's the glass quality playing in right there. Being able to see those misses finally impacted steel at a mile, so that was a pretty cool feeling.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, God, that's.
So was that in Alliance, Nebraska?
I want to say that was in. It was around a town called. It was just southwest of Holdridge, kind of out west.
Okay, yeah, because my dad lives in western Nebraska, and I shoot a USPSA match in Alliance, Nebraska, and they have a mile-long range, or 1,000-yard range. I don't know, they have a really long range, and so I wasn't sure if it was there.
They have shoot far range.
Let's just put it this way: we do a pistol stage on the rifle range, and they don't have a berm.
That's so awesome. You're in such a remote place, you don't need a berm. That's so cool. God. Okay. We like to do silliness here on our show. Ethan admitted before we recorded that he's not a regular listener to our show. That's okay. But he doesn't listen to any podcasts, really. You should. Podcasts are great. You should get into podcasts. Like, they're fun. Some of them are garbage, and some of them are better than others. But anyway, we like to have fun, and we play a little game from time to time on this show called Name That Gun. So here's how this is going to go. Jeff, I've come up with new rules for the game. Okay. It is a one then the other. Now, the difficulty of the questions, I think, is all the same. They're all attainable.
Okay.
But they're all fair, and then I have a tiebreaker question in case you guys tie, okay? So this is Jeff versus Ethan.
If one of us doesn't get their question, can we steal from the other one?
It's sort of like Family Feud. It's Family Feud rules. You can steal if one doesn't get it.
Okay, gotcha.
So I've got my little notepad ready to go. I lost my pen. Where the hell's my? Oh, I put it over to the other. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so I've got the J and the E, and here is the first question. Since you are the guest, Ethan, I will not make you go first.
Oh, damn it.
Actually, no, I'm going to make Jeff go first. Actually, that's what I said. Okay. 3 handguns appear in Black Hawk Down. One is the Beretta 92 FS.
Fuck you.
Name one of the other two.
1911.
That is correct.
Yes.
I would love to give a bonus point if you can name the other one. You're
Glock
the only
19?
person I know who could name the other one.
Oh, fuck. It's not a Glock 19.
No, it's not a Glock 19.
Oh, shit. It's going to be like a TT-38, or it's a Russian gun.
You're so close.
God damn it. A Tokarev TT. Damn it, 39?
No, 33.
Damn
but you're damn close. You were damn close. Okay, so 1 point, Jeff. All right, Ethan. In John Wick Chapter 2, how many models of Glock appear in the movie?
I want to say 3.
3 is incorrect. But this is like a guess. I feel like this is a question that should not be a steal.
Okay.
But Jeff, go ahead, try to steal.
Well, are you counting the TTI guns separately?
You're cheating. You fucker. You're cheating. You're literally Googling the question.
No, I'm not.
You son of a bitch.
No, I'm not. I was
Because that's literally a thing I thought about writing the question.
That's the whole.
I'm not counting the TTI gun.
Okay, because
if it appears by itself as not a TTI gun.
That is the whole shtick of it.
Are you talking like referenced guns or just ones that are visually
models.
seen?
How many models of Glock, regardless of who fucked with them, how many models of Glock appear in the movie?
Is it 2?
No, you do not get the steal, Jeff. It is 4.
Oh.
The 34, 26, 17, and 19 all appear
The
in John Wick
34
chapter.
was in it. That's,
Yep. That was the TTI gun. There was a TTI 26 too, I think.
Right. That. Yeah.
That's the John Wick 2 is the one where they have that gun tasting room scene, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yep. All right. In a series I just started rewatching. I'm in season 3 right now. In season 1 of Deadwood, there are 4 makers of handguns used. One of them is one neither of you have probably ever heard of. Maybe Jeff has. It's the Lefaucheux.
The Lefaucheux.
Pinfire. Yeah. What?
The Lefaucheux. Yeah. The pin.
Of
the
course,
pinfire
you've
revolver.
fucking heard of it. Okay. A pinfire pocket revolver. What are the other? This is a good question for Jeff. What are the other 3 companies that make handguns that appear in season 1 of Deadwood?
Shit. Smith & Wesson, Colt, and Stevens?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Incorrect. Damn it. You have 2 of 3 right,
Yes.
but Ethan, you can steal. I'm not telling you which ones he had right, but if you can name the one he did not name, I'll give it to you.
I haven't seen Deadwood, so I'll just toss out a guess. Let's go with, and it's handguns, you said, right?
Yes.
Let's go with Ruger.
That is incorrect. I got excited. I started to write down the mark because you started with Remington.
Damn it.
Was the other. Colt, Smith & Westington, or Smith & Wesson.
Smith & Wesson.
Smith & Wesson and Remington were the 3 other handguns. All right. In the original 1991 Point Break, this is a question for Ethan. What caliber is Patrick Swayze's single-action revolver? I will give a clue. It is not a .357.
Single action revolver. Let's. I think I've seen the remake of it, but I haven't seen the original. Let's go with single action. Let's go with, they don't really make those in 38, so let's do 44 mag.
That is incorrect. Jeff for the steal.
45 Colt?
Incorrect. No points awarded. It is actually a 454 Casull.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Brother, ew.
All right. Jeff's turn for a question?
Yep.
How many rifles make an appearance in Lethal Weapon 2? How many models of rifle make an appearance in Lethal Weapon 2?
Fuck. 3?
Incorrect. Ethan for the steal.
Let's go with 5.
Incorrect. The answer is 0. There are no rifles in Lethal Weapon 2.
Say what?
I know, right? Okay, last question. We have a score of 1-0. Jeff is winning.
Victory.
You work in a gun store, Ethan? No, I'm kidding. In the 1996 classic, one of my favorite action movies ever, The Rock, 5 submachine guns make an appearance. Only one is not made by HK. What is it?
Oh, fuck.
Is this for Ethan? I believe this is Ethan's pick first. Yes.
Be FN PS90 or P90?
It is not a P90. Jeff for the steal and the win.
Uzi?
Close, but no, it was a Mac 10. Mac 10.
There are
Well,
wow. 4 HK submachine guns.
that went far poorer than I thought it would. But anyway, were they that hard? I mean, guessing numbers, that's guessing. Like, yeah.
Right, yeah. It like the one was a great trap with the 0
Yeah. No, that was a trick question.
rifles used. That was a great one.
That was a total trick question.
I
but
feel like I let the nerd side down by not saying Remington, but I forgot that they existed as a company.
I don't think Ruger was even around in the 1876. When was Ruger founded?
Oh, no. No, the Ruger was founded in the 40s, so that was a dumb guess on my part.
They weren't around at all.
He didn't recognize that it was an Old West. But
I think I confused that for a different show. That's totally on me. Looks like I need a part-time job at Netflix or something.
Oh my God, you signed up to work Area 3, didn't you, Ethan?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll get an education on the Black Hills. Deadwood, the TV series, takes place in the Deadwood in the Black Hills. It's very fictional. Like, it's based on real people. It's all fiction, but it hurts my soul a little bit that you didn't realize that was Deadwood, South Dakota.
They got anal as shit about The Rock. I was like, how did HK have 4 submachine guns? Like, I only know of 2, and it's like every model of MP5 is different.
Yeah.
And one of them is an HK94 converted to resemble an MP5. You're like, so it's an MP5.
Well, I just saw that it was a bunch of HKs. I wasn't even really paying that much attention to it. I just saw that there was one that was not not made by HK.
Right. It was a wonderful question. My nerd brain was just like, what were the other HK submachine guns? Because I know the MP5 and I know the UMP. What are the other 2? And it's like, there isn't. There's just MP5 variants. I'm like, okay, yeah. I feel less bad.
Pretty much exactly. Anyway, so thank you so much for being on the show with us, Ethan. Iowa section, what are the dates of that?
Iowa section is going to be September 5th through the 7th of this year. First weekend of September, staff will be on the Friday. Competitors either sign up for the 6th or 7th, Saturday or Sunday.
And it goes on sale March 1st.
March 1st, correct.
Which Ethan and I had a very polite argument about because Area 3 is going on opening the same day, and I just said, hey, Area 3 is opening that day if you maybe want to move it. But he's like, no, it doesn't really work for us to move it. So I was like, okay, cool. No problem. We'll just both open the same day. It's all good. But March 1st, two
solid matches. Sign up for both.
Yeah. Yeah. If you have money to burn, sign up for 2 matches on the same day. That's why everybody got like Great Plains is one of the first matches of the season, like at least of the season when you live in the upper Midwest. It's in mid-May. So like it makes sense for Great Plains to go on sale New Year's Day. There was a time when like every match was going on sale on New Year's, and it got old because it was like
$2,000,
$2,000 to sign up for the matches I'm planning on going to, and
right after you wrote your mortgage or rent check on,
and Christmas.
Yep.
So I remember specifically Scott moved it away from that a number of years ago. Other matches also did the same thing. I think, it was Cornhusker moved away from that too because they were not a lot later in the year, just like a month later. But you guys went on sale like a month ago or so, right?
Yep.
Or no, it was just a few weeks ago. Wasn't it?
Yeah, we shift. I think maybe it was February 1st. Or
Yeah. Not January 1st. Like it just doesn't have to be January 1st is the main thing.
Right.
But anyway.
Right.
So Iowa section, it's a great match. Good luck, Ethan. By all means, holler if you need anything from your area director, which he has a couple of times. And I I had to send him an email when I was in Florida like, hey, you got to do something with this. What was, bylaws. You're supposed to have bylaws. I forgot about that.
Yes, we'll get those done here shortly.
Yeah. No, all sections are supposed to have bylaws, and he was on a list that was sent to me that didn't have bylaws. So, which, by the way, Great Plains didn't have bylaws till like 2-3 years ago. So, you weren't the only one. There's lots of sections that don't have them.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, for sure.
I want anarchy.
Yeah. Anyway, Ethan Settle, the Iowa section and Iowa section championship match director. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, appreciate it, Andy. Thanks, Jeff.
So, we just have one last thing we have to do before we end the show, Jeff.
Yes.
There's just one more thing we have to do. Oh, wait. Hold on. I screwed up the buttons. There we go. There it is. It's time once again from the Bible of Andrew Keith, Armed Threat Solutions on Instagram, and Gun Bible Verses. This was actually one from just the other day. What was this? This was a week ago as we're recording.
Lo, I say unto you, beware the false prophets that overcomplicate concepts in order to sell thee secret sauce. Genesis 3:16.
There you go, Jeff. There's your Gun Bible verse.
And it's so fucking true.
It's
so true. Like, bitches can't shoot for shit when they're talking about tactics.
The martial arts world is full of these motherfuckers.
It is like the part that's not about the actual thing. Like, is that what you mean?
Well, just the overcomplication of a basic task.
Yeah.
I've had someone explain how to throw a jab for 20 minutes. And I'm like, homies, you could have explained that for 2 minutes and let them throw jabs for 18 minutes. And we would have accomplished
let them
way
practice
more.
the thing and then correct them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And when they start being like, all right, so you're channeling your chi from the earth, through your hand into your target. And you've got to imagine that you are punching through the thing that has held you back the most. And you're like, shut the fuck up. I'm punching it really hard. End of equation.
Yep. Okay. What was the episode title going to be? Safe Areas in the Shitter or something like that?
Safe Areas in the Shitter.
Safe Areas in the Shitter. I'm so excited about that. That's so cool. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for listening. He is Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson, and this is not another shooting show.